Hello there everybody, welcome to the Rock Paper Synapse show once again. Got 5 more great matches for you from the Rock Paper Shotgun Frozen Synapse League. A lot of explosions involved this time, so lots of clever movement and lots of perhaps lucky kills. I hope you enjoy them all, and here we go with the show. This is Division 1 match between Jalima in the green and Radio Clan in the red. 1 shotgun, 1 machine gun, 2 rocket launchers each, split by sides, 2 large buildings and a bit of sparse cover towards the bottom. I do wonder if we'll see most of the units running for the corners immediately to get away from the threat of the double rocket launchers, and just relying on sort of keeping a good covering path and being hidden by what's left of the buildings. Movement all over the place, 2 rocket launchers, 4 rocket launchers firing. Jalima's rocket launcher goes down to one of Radio Clan's rocket shots, although Radio Clan himself has left his other rocket launcher rather perilously close to a wall. However, Radio Clan has moved 2 of his units, like I suggested he might, away right to the very edge. There's a shotgun duel going on down the bottom. I couldn't catch which one began firing first, so we'll see who out of that 2 manages to get the kill, but that's certainly the death of one of those units in the next turn. And it's Jalima's kill, which should leave his shotgun open to go and get one of Radio Clan's rockets. But whether he'll manage it or not is not entirely clear, as his Radio Clan's managed to move his rocket up and got Jalima's machine gun that was rather foolishly carried behind the wall. Jalima's shotgun's not quite sure what path to take. Comes across Radio Clan's rocket launcher, but was obviously ordered not to fire at that point, but then manages to come in again. Jalima's remaining rocket is actually flying straight through a gap. I believe that Radio Clan is now pretty safe there, but I suspect that Jalima would have simulated an attack to see if it was possible to attack safely with a shotgun. He's running away, so one presumes not. There's now no real way for Jalima to approach Radio Clan with his machine gun aiming and static in a corner like that. And equally, Radio Clan sensibly keeping well clear of any structures, so the rocket launcher's going to be quite ineffective. The real game now is going to be Jalima to keep dodging to avoid just being gunned down as Radio Clan's rocket launcher blows away cover. Doing quite a good job. Radio Clan's actually moving up his machine gun. It's possible Jalima hasn't realised that. If he has, it means there's potentially a chance for him to flank or do something clever with his shotgun. But we're coming into final turn now, turn 8. It seems like nothing particular will happen here. And indeed, no. Jalima's hiding both his units crouched behind the cover at the bottom. In principle, that can be destroyed if Radio Clan was to crouch his rocket and shoot it at it, but that's the end of the match. So a 2-2 draw there. This is Division 4 match between Labs in the green and Brocklehurst in the red. 3 machine guns, 1 rocket launcher, in an interesting Wheel of Fortune-esque format. It's going to be very hard to make safe first turn moves here, other than the very straightforward one of moving these machine guns at the top to the back of their corner and aiming. But I suspect, in fact, we'll see much more playing for position and hoping to catch the enemy out. These rocket launchers as well, down at the bottom, could be very disruptive, assuming they don't, but they've got to watch out for being charged straight down by the enemy machine gun immediately above them. Which is in fact immediately what both machine guns have been doing. Brocklehurst is crouching his rocket launcher for no immediately apparent reason. Labs' rocket launcher made a good shot up at the little enclosure where the machine guns can hide in at the top, but didn't manage to get Brocklehurst's machine gun. However, one of Brocklehurst's machine guns coming out of the building did get shot down by Labs' machine gun up here. So Labs has got a strong lead now, but Brocklehurst definitely has a chance to get some blows in this coming turn, especially on the rocket launcher, if he can find it. Which he doesn't quite manage to, and in fact, by stopping to aim at that point, or possibly leaving the engage on sight order on, Brocklehurst's machine gun is now locked in a duel with 1 machine gun behind cover, which will almost certainly win anyway, and a 2nd machine gun that will finish it off even if he survives. Brocklehurst realised this, tries to duck away, but the machine gun on the far right still has line of fire and managed to take out Brocklehurst's machine gun. So that was, surprisingly for such a mixed up combination, a 4-0 victory to Labs. This is Division 3 match between T-Piece in the green and AM in the red. 2 machine guns, 1 rocket launcher, 1 shotgun each, split by sides, lots of big buildings in between. Interesting to see what effect the rocket launchers have on sort of shaking up in these big spaces. Expect to see the shotguns at the bottom perhaps hunting the opposing rocket launcher and each other in the first turn. Aeon in fact pulls most of his units back. T-Piece goes hunting with a shotgun, but confusingly pulls out the aim quite early on and has now been caught in the open by one of AM's machine guns. Although T-Piece's shotgun manages to dodge back and escape, and then dodge back again and again. Not quite sure what the game being played there was. Rockets firing everywhere, but not hitting any units. TP is gathering all his units up in one corner. AM trying to bring around units to flank, and in fact does so using a shotgun firing through a window to easily take out one of T-Piece's machine guns. There's a machine gun duel happening across the bottom. I believe T-Piece's machine gun will probably win that for being stationary first, but I'm not entirely sure. And indeed T-Piece's machine gun does win. More rockets flying, less and less cover. TP still very, very curled up in the corner. I am running out of options really as to how to attack, as all the cover he could use to flank evaporates slowly the rocket launchers. TP's now bringing most of his units around the bottom. Oh, apologies, that final action you saw isn't part of the match. This match was incorrectly set to a 5-turn limit, whereas most of the league matches are meant to be 8 turns. And that final turn where we saw 2 units die was in fact part of the after match, where it runs out the remnants of orders without giving the players a chance to give new orders. So that was in fact a 1-all draw between the 2 players. This is a Division 3 match between T-Piece in the green and Saregs in the red. There's 1 unit of each type. Both units split by sides between a couple of fairly large and complicated buildings. Shotguns and rocket launchers starting together, so I expect the shotgun probably to act like a guard for the rocket launcher immediately. Not entirely sure beyond that what each player is going to do. They've got a lot of options available. The explosives mean that a lot of the more obvious ones of taking certain key pieces of cover, for example some of these windows, is likely to end badly. And notably, neither player in fact runs for the obvious windows. T-Piece in fact seems to be anticipating an early charge through by Sareg's shotgun, but Sareg's shotgun's in fact fallen back in a somewhat defensive posture right now. Both players are playing it very cautious, pulling their units back towards their side. Sareg's left his grenade launcher in position too long, got inevitably hit by a rocket launcher shot. And the grenade followed up just in case that didn't work. Sareg is trying to bring his machine gun around the top to flank, but TP seems aware that that's likely at least. There's a shotgun engagement brooding down towards the bottom. Let's see if they just flash straight past each other if they actually engage. If either the shotgun does break through or T-Piece loses his, that leaves T-Piece's pair of explosive units over here quite vulnerable. And in fact, T-Piece's shotgun runs straight across the path of Sareg's, right directly in front of him. T-Piece seems to have seen the machine gun of Sareg's coming up here and throws in a rocket launcher shot to drive it off. Sareg's shotgun at the bottom is presumably going to carry on closing, try and get as many of the vulnerable explosive units as possible. Indeed, a quick shotgun blast gets T-Piece's rocket launcher left down there, but then confusingly Sareg's doubles back for the corner, which with shotgun's short range isn't an especially safe place for them, and is leading them being fired on by T-Piece's machine gun up in the top corner here. And this was another match which ended at the end of turn 5, incorrectly set. So that last action you saw of T-Piece's machine gun firing on the shotgun doesn't count. So what we'd have had then would be a 2-1 victory to Sareg's. Our feature match for today is a Division 5 match between Zune in the green and Cake Monitor in the red. 1 machine gun, 2 grenades, 1 rocket launcher. So a lot less of the normal priority fire tactics, and all about placement and movement and prediction, and a fair degree of luck in this sort of match. All the units are starting down near the bottom of these very small buildings in short range of each other. 1 grenade could be devastating if thrown into the building, but it'd be a big risk to sit there and throw that. So I'd expect to see both sides scarpering all their units out of this door and away from the enemy. Of course, if one of them guesses that, it could lead to a big impact. In fact, Zoom stops and fires both his grenades before moving.
Unit down.
Cake Mortar does in fact guess that Zoom is likely to flee all his units through that top building, and catches two of them with a machine gun and one grenade launcher as a result, and has pushed one of his machine gun's grenade launchers right up, and that machine gun is now beginning to fire on the remaining units of Zoom. Zoom, however, he backs off from that, probably fearing the inevitable grenade dropped exactly where he just was. Which happens. There's another grenade coming around the side of the building now from Cake Mortar. Zoom's really, if he wants to get out this, he's got to start hitting both likely directions at once. He's got to give Cake Mortar no chance to escape. Neither of them have got their direct fire units now, it seems. I hadn't noticed, but Cake Mortar's machine gun must have been caught in one of these explosions, in fact. So, it was an interesting game where it's now safe for them to look at each other, but not to stay still. Ah no, the machine gun was really hidden behind the grenade launcher.
Hostile neutralized.
Cake Mortar wipes out the cover that his units are hiding behind, but in the same turn, Zoom manages to get Cake Mortar's machine gun with a rocket and grenade combo. So now it's all a interesting game compared to normal. It's all about positioning and aiming. Cake Mortar's far too static there with his rocket launcher, and it sits right still exactly where Zoom expected it to be. There is now a grenade incoming for Zoom's units, which is to see if it reaches. Cake Mortar's still got the advantage here, really, in that as long as he stays clear of the walls, the rocket launchers are of no threat to him whatsoever, and he's got 2 grenade launchers compared to Zoom's 1. But he's thrown away a strong early lead, as is always possible with effective explosive use. The grenade units now look a bit nervous to come within range of each other, but in fact, due to the massive blast radius, Zoom just got one of Cake Mortar's remaining grenade launchers. It's still effectively a 1-1 battle here. As I said, the rocket launcher from Zoom is largely irrelevant, but it looks like Cake Mortar's walked straight into that grenade. Oh no, his grenade launcher manages to dodge away. Zoom's got to worry about his rocket launcher now with that grenade launcher closing in.